Here are some of the tools you might encounter during clay time. So the first thing you might encounter is a clay mat. Now these are what ours look like, but you can use just a sheet of canvas. This helps to keep it from sticking to our tables, and it makes it easier to move things around. So always try to keep your clay on this mat. Although it is hard to do a couple things on here, like roll a coil on this mat. So that's where you might go off the mat, but this is a clay mat. I also have loop tools. So loop tools are these tools that have these big holes in it. The loops help to do things like carving and scooping. So that's where you might use a loop tool. Here's a different type of loop tool. This one's a lot bigger of a loop on it. Then I have a rib tool. These are good if you're doing something called wheel throwing. We're not going to be wheel throwing in our classroom because we don't have wheels, but I just want to show you what they look like. This tool is used for cutting wire, or cutting the clay. It's a wire. So you hold the ends and you pull it underneath your clay, and it helps to cut it into chunks. This is a different type of tool. Some of the ones in the classroom are made from wood, some of them are green, some of them are plastic, but it's another type of carving tool or shaping tool. I also have tools that might look like this, or they might look like sticks with a point on the end. And those are good for drawing or writing into your clay. The stick might also be a little bit sharper, but we don't have too many of these in the classroom. This is called a fettling knife. So it's very soft like a butter knife, but there is a blade on the side. This is used for cutting. Now, if you are like me and you're not paying attention, you can cut part of your finger, which is something I happened to do when I was back in college on a fettling knife. So I beg you to please be careful with where you put this on your tray. It wasn't because I was cutting with it, it was because I was using a roller and I happened to roll over my fettling knife. So be careful with this, but this is good for cutting. If I see you making bad choices with the fettling knife, I take it away immediately. There is also a sponge. And then in the classroom, they might look a little bit different, but I have two sticks that are called dowel rods. You put them on either side of your clay, on top of your clay mat like this, and you use a rolling pin and you roll over top of it. The dowel rods help to make sure that you don't make your clay too skinny, because you want your clay to be an even thickness. So that's why you put this on the side of your clay, and I'll show you more about that when we do slab. And then you also might have a toothbrush and a cup of slip. Slip is a glue for clay, and it helps to keep all your pieces together, and the toothbrush is how you apply it. And those are a couple of the basic tools that you might see in the classroom when we do clay.